Hi guys, and welcome back to Blues Focus TV, and today we're going to be talking about the transfer window. It's now all closed and we need to discuss our outgoings, players who have came in, and whether we're now in a better position after the transfer window. I want you to get down in the comments 3 words to describe Blues' transfer window. And let's start off with the outgoings. So Anike and Boyd Muntz both left permanently. Now Anike, I don't think he was given that much of a chance. He only came in the summer. It's a difficult one because we didn't see too much of him, so we don't know if we're missing out. However, there must have been something not right there. I did think he looked an okay player, but was he ever really going to start ahead of any of our other strikers? No. And we sold him for money when we got him in on a free. So that's nothing really. It's a good bit of business money-wise. I don't really think we're missing out on too much there. Boyd Muntz obviously been with us for a while. Young player, never really broken into the first team. Again, we got money for him. Will he be missed? No, because he never played for us really. So, good bit of business shifting him out and getting some money for him. Players that we had on loan that went back to their clubs. Riley McGree, he went back to Charlotte FC in the MLS, only to then be bought by Middlesbrough not too long after. So yeah, he's still in the Championship but with a different team. Now he was a very good player, but we always knew that he was going to go. So it's not like we're really losing much there. But it is sad to see him playing for another team in the Championship because I think he can do quite a bit of damage. Castillo went out again. He was on loan to us from Chelsea. Never really worked. Loan move was terminated. Not surprised. Didn't look a very good player. I'm not sure how he is on Chelsea's books, but he went straight back out on loan from Chelsea anyway to a lower league. So yeah, won't be missing him. Now players that we probably will be missing. Dion Sanderson was a good centre-back. Looked very, very good and one for the future. Got recalled back to Wolves. And then there was a possibility he could come back to us. But then he got sent out to QPR. So he's now on loan with QPR, obviously Championship side, fighting for playoffs. And yeah, that's going to be a miss. I think he was a good player for us and it's sad to see him go. Sarkic obviously got injured for us. And yeah, Wolves recalled him because of the injury. He's gone back there because he's not going to play for us again. Very, very a shame. He was a very good goalkeeper. He's one of the best goalkeepers we've had for a very long time. And I really hope that we can see him again sometime soon as a Blues player because he's not going to get game time at Wolves. Maybe we could get him as a permanent in the summer. I don't know. But I hope to see him back in a Blues shirt one day. That's it for players that have went out of the club. But there are a few more that we actually owned that have went out on loan. So we're going to discuss them next. Harley Dean has went out on loan to Sheffield Wednesday. I did think we were going to get rid of him permanently, so quite surprised that it was a loan deal. But you never know, maybe he could go to Sheffield Wednesday, do really well, so that he gets himself a permanent move in the summer. I don't really think he's going to do so well that we bring him back in and he's now a part of our team. He was our captain. He's obviously no longer our captain. I don't think the relationship is going to be very good from that side. So yeah, loan to Sheffield Wednesday. And I'm hoping we can get a permanent move for him in the summer and try and get some money. Sam Cosgrove, the £2 million striker. Hasn't worked out at Blues. Went to Shrewsbury. Didn't work out there either. Had a bust up with a manager Cottrell. Ended up coming back to us. And now he's went back out on loan straight away to AFC Wimbledon. Again, hoping that he can do well there so that someone's interested in him and we can try and get some of that money back that we spent on him. Just that ridiculous money. But yeah, hopefully he does well. We get some money for him in the summer, and that's the end of that. Two more players, Spanish, both went to Spain, Villalba and Sanchez. Now Villalba, there is an agreement in it for a permanent move. It is a loan, and it can be a permanent at a later date if they want to pay the fee, optional future fee. Get some money in for him, good. I think he'll go. It's a shame because he's a player that's got quality, but he's just homesick. I think he wants to play his football in Spain, and it hasn't worked out for him, which is a shame, but get some money for him, and that's that sorted. Sanchez went out on loan as well to Real Valladolid, and I'm quite upset about this because he is obviously a player with great quality, and he's shown it for Blues that he has very good quality. Maybe lacks a bit of end product, but he has been in a very poor squad. And we've never got to see him at St Andrews, and I don't think we will because he's went out on loan. And again, I think he's going to end up getting a permanent move in the summer back to Spain. Get a bit of money for him. But this is the player that's went out, and although it's only loan, I don't think he'll play for us again. And this is the one that hurts a bit because he is a very good player and he will be missed by us. But hopefully we can bring in some players in the summer when he more than likely goes on a permanent that can replace him. That's it for the outgoings. Let's move on to the incomings. And for incomings, let's go from defence through to attack. So starting off, Ted Mengi from Manchester United looks a very quality player. He's came in to replace Sanderson going back to Wolves, and he looks like a better player than Sanderson. Played a few games for us. Quality on the ball, can distribute it out. He's quick, he's physical, and he's only 19. So he's going to get better and better. And even if we don't see the peak of that improvement, he's only on loan till the end of the season, we're still going to see a better player by the end of the season than we've got now. And he's already looking like a very good player. So although it's only a loan move, as far as loan moves go, this is a great signing. And it improves a position that we needed to improve. So I'm very happy with this one. Let's move on to the midfielders. And getting into the midfield, we've signed two players. Could be seen as three. I'm going to put it as two. The other two, more attackers. So starting off, Janinio Bakuna looks like a great player. Very good passing. Made his debut in the game against Derby for us. He looked great. Linked up the play well. First time I've actually seen us play in possession, good football. And it was mainly down to him. He linked the midfield nicely. And yeah, he was fresh. He had flair. He was tracking back and putting some good tackles in. He looked like a very, very complete midfielder. Could do a bit of everything. But he looked exciting. And I think this is a very good signing. We needed a centre mid, really. We had Sunjic, Gardner and Woods, and then also Jordan James, but he is still very young. It's probably best if he's still plays in the under-23s for his development. Sunjic, Woods, Gardner, Bow had to play them as a 3, or he thought he had to play them as a 3. which means that all of them were playing. Now that Bacuna's here, it means that one of them can sit out, and Bacuna, Woods, Gardner worked very well against Derby, so I'm well up for seeing that again. Bacuna, he looks like a very good signing. The next midfielder, Taylor Richards, on loan from Brighton. Now this is a weird one. Came in early in the window, looked like a very good move to be fair, I was quite excited to see him, but he did come in injured. And now by the end of the window, when you look at it, the way that Bowyer played it with Hernandez behind the two strikers, that's where Taylor Richards would fit in. And Hernandez was very good, and he has been very good in all our games. Chong is also due back soon, and he's obviously going to have to be playing because he's top quality. Which means, where does Taylor Richards really fit in? I think he is a good player, he will get his chances, and you never know, maybe he'll do really well with his chances, and it will make him more of a main feature. But I just don't really see how he's going to get ahead of Hernandez and Chong in the pecking order. And with Bowyer looking pretty settled on this current formation, as he seems to need 3 centre mids and he seems to need 2 strikers, which leaves only one more position to be filled unless he goes 5 at the back. So I think Taylor Richards might not be the best signing for us. We might not see much of him. But if someone gets injured, it's good cover. It's better quality cover than we had before. So yeah, for the bench and to maybe come on as an impact sub and do something, we'll take it. And he could prove us wrong and be a great player, which I'm sure he is. But can he get ahead of Chong and Hernandez? I'm not sure. That's it for midfield. Let's move on to the 2 attackers. And one of the attackers I've already mentioned, Ernell Hernandez. He looks like a very good player, on loan from Norwich. He's a great dribbler, very direct, full of pace. He looks very exciting, and this is the sort of player that I think, in the summer, could we potentially get him to our club? He's not like he's a really young player. He's not going to feature for Norwich. It could be a deal that we could get across the line, and I'll be hopeful for it because he has been very good for us. He got his first goal. He got an assist on the weekend for Lyle Taylor for the opener against Derby. He transforms our attack, really. Him and Chong in the same team would really excite me. Whether Bowyer can fit them both in with the system he plays is another question. But I think Hernandez looks like a great player. And again, a good bit of business. I know it's only a loan, but it's good. It's good to have players like this. Does he improve our squad? Yes. We'll take him then. Because we've got a very thin squad as it is. This, good loan signing. And finally, Lyle Taylor, the man who got the opener on his debut against Derby. Good signing again. Lee Bowyer obviously linked up with Lyle Taylor at Charlton, and that was the best spell of his career from a goals per 90 ratio. He was very good there, and he scored on his debut and was a handful for Derby. Could have got an assist as well if Hogan had have finished the brilliant chance that Taylor played across. He looks like he can cause defences issues. He looks like he'll work well with Hogan. Does he improve our squad? Yes. We did have Hogan and Jukovic. Taylor fits in better than Jukovic because Yuki, he's getting on a bit. I think he's more of a sub now. When Deeney comes back, will Taylor still keep his place? Sort of depends on how he performs from now to then. But he started off well against Derby, and I'm hoping to see it continue. And maybe us get him in the summer as well. He's another player that, He's over 30. Not getting a look in at Nottingham Forest. Could be available for quite a low fee in the summer. Works well with Bowyer. I don't really see what can go wrong with this move. So again, very good move. Now let's summarise our transfer window and give it a grade out of 10. So to summarise, our attack looks better than it did before the transfer window. Lyle Taylor coming in and Nike going out, that's an improvement. Hernandez looks like a great player as well. So that's a very good transfer window for attack, and we look set for the rest of the season. Moving back into midfield, Bacuna coming in, we were crying out for a midfielder that can pass a ball and link up play, and he can do that. He can run back, win a challenge. Great addition, and it's a permanent move. So for me, Bacuna, best piece of business of all these signings in January. Taylor Richards, we'll have to wait and see. We haven't seen much of, we haven't seen any of him in a blue shirt. We haven't seen much of him in a Brighton shirt. It's just been his spell at Doncaster. Obviously, that's League One. Will he perform in this league? Who knows? I'm sure he would in the future. It's just whether he's ready to make that step up now. Hopefully, we get to see him sometime soon, and he does a good job for us. Has our midfield got better? I'd say yes, for the way Bowyer's playing it. Obviously, McGree going is a shame, and Taylor Richards coming in, probably not an improvement there, but McGree was never our player. Sanchez was our player, and Sanchez has went out on loan, probably not going to play for us again. But Bowyer doesn't play that way. So Sanchez going out doesn't really matter as long as Bowyer's here, because he's not going to get a game. Bacuna coming in, we needed a midfielder that can pass. So with Bowyer not playing wingers and only really playing central midfielders, it's improved again. So midfield, good job again. Moving back into defence. Now this is where it gets not so positive. In defence, Sanderson went back to Wolves and then out to QPR. So we lost Sanderson and we brought in Mengi on a loan. So it's basically a straight swap. Mengi, to me, improvement on Sanderson. Looks like a great player, and I'm sure he'll have a very, very exciting future ahead of him. Harley Dean goes out to Sheffield Wednesday on a loan. Now, Harley Dean wasn't going to feature for us, so that, again, needed to shift him on. But we didn't bring in any other defenders. And this is the issue. We don't really have any cover. You look at centre-back, senior centre-backs, Roberts, Mengi, Friend. That's it. And then you look into left-back, Pedersen, right-back, Collan. Now, I understand Friend is versatile, but for him to have to cover all four of the spots in defence, probably not the greatest thing to do. We don't have any defensive cover. I understand we've got Marcel Oakley, Nico Gordon. They're not senior players. They still need to be playing at under 23 level. So we needed more senior centre-backs, wing-backs, full-backs. We needed about two defenders in, really. One that can play right-back, one that can play left-back, or someone versatile, but something. And we didn't get it. For defence, although we've improved, the player we saw in Mengi, good player, improves our squad. But we don't have any cover. Our squad is too thin there. So for defence, it's not a great job at all. And that's going to bring the grade of this transfer window down. Goalkeeper, not much to talk about. Sarkic went back to Wolves. Gcock came in from his loan, back in. So Not much to speak about there. Obviously, it's sad to see Sarkic go, but we were never going to then go out and, sign any goalkeepers, really, because Everidge is capable. To sum this transfer window up, out of 10, I'd probably go for attack and midfield, I'd give it a 9. For defence, I'd probably give it a 5 to a 6. So, 7.5 out of 10. Somewhere around that. It's not been terrible. Obviously, we haven't brought in many players. It was supposed to be 1 in, 1 out. We've got rid of a lot more than we've brought in. And we've only brought in 1 permanent. But there's a lot of quality that we've brought in. All the players are probably better than players we've already got. So it bulks out the squad. Good transfer window, but we've left it too thin at the back. And if we get an injury, that's when it's going to get a bit difficult. But yeah, those are my thoughts on our transfer window. Let me know what yours are down in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Blues related content. And don't forget, go over to my channel if you haven't already, and subscribe if you like what you see. I'd really appreciate it. And also, comment down below on this video. Remember your 3-word summary of this transfer window. Get it down below. I've been James from Blues Focus TV, and up the Blues.